Hello, I am going to show you the sources that you can use for your English 1 research paper. Every time we come to the library, we always start by going to the library's homepage. So in order to get to the library's homepage, we're going to start at mcacubs.com, and then we are going to go to Students, Current Students, and then we're going to scroll down just a little bit and we're going to click on the MCA Library. This is the library's homepage. We are going to hover our cursor over English classes and we're going to click where it says English 1. This is your English 1 research page. It's available to you at all times. There are 3 types of sources that you can use for your English 1 research paper: the Gale Biography and Context Database, books, and websites. The most important source, the one that everyone will use, the one you must use, is called Gale Biography and Context. And in order to get to Gale Biography and Context, we're going to click on this little picture where it says Biography. This is the opening page or the main page for all of our Gale databases. You need to think of this like the mall. You have to choose the correct store to go into for your topic. In our case, the correct store for us to go into is Biography and Context. So I'm going to click on Biography and Context. So you might be wondering, why do we have to use this database? Well, databases are resources that we pay for so we know you have trustworthy, accurate information. So inside of a database are digitized articles, books, magazines, etc. And so that's why we pay for this, so we know you have good sources and good material for your paper. So that's why everybody has to use this database. So once you get to this screen, you will type in your person's name. My person is going to be Walt Disney. And sometimes you get to a page that looks like this. Sometimes there's a picture, sometimes there's not. And what's important to pay attention to on this page are the types of sources that you have. So everybody is going to click on biographies eventually. Biographies where the articles are that'll give you the information about your person's life story. So you want to focus on the biographies. You also want to focus on magazines and newspapers, and we'll talk about each of them in a second. So for biographies, you can click where it says biographies, and notice you have 11 biographies. So how do you figure out which ones you want to look at? Here are some little tips. It will tell you right here if it says biography or if it says brief biography. Skip the ones that say brief biography. They are really short. It usually has almost nothing that you can use. There is a really good one for lots of people. It's called the Encyclopedia of World Biography Online. You can use that one, but there are other ones that you can use as well. So I'm just going to click on this first one. And here is the article in Gale. So you can see there's nice headings to help you. So here's your article. You will skim the article. If you decide this is an article that's going to help you, there are 3 things you need to do with the article. One is to print it. While we are at school, it is free to print while you are in class. So I'm going to click right here where it says print. And in school, I want to print the Library BW pool. So I find Library BW pool right there. I also want to make sure that I'm printing on both sides. While you're at home, you can link to your home printer. So you definitely want to print it. You also want to send it to your Google Drive. This will give you a backup electronic copy of your article. This is really important because every year people lose their articles, and you may think that you are not going to lose yours, but you don't know. So what you will do is click on Send To, click on Google Drive, and then I'll show you what it does. This is my Google Drive. It will create its own folder. Here is my biography and context folder, and this is where your articles end up. So you have a digitized backup copy of your article. Then the last thing you need to do, and very, very important, is collect your citation. So what you want to do is come right here where it says Cite. You want to copy and paste this into a Word or Google document, actually, and just start a Google Doc of citations for yourself. It does not have to be your formal works cited page yet. It's just a place to start storing your citations when you're ready to do your works cited. So you just copy and paste this and put it into a Google Doc, and you'll have it for when you need it. So what should you find in Biography and Context? You should try to get at least 3 or 4 articles from Biography and Context. Like I said, inside of biographies, skip anything that says brief biography. Don't use those, but you can look at the rest of them and see if they have something that would help you. Also, try to look inside the magazines and newspaper articles because you need to find interesting little pieces of information about your person. So you can try the magazines, you can try the newspaper articles and see if there's anything interesting in there. There might be an interview with your person, especially if your person is still alive. If your person is still alive, the magazine and newspaper articles will be more helpful. But everybody's going to look in the biographies, and then you can look in the magazines and newspaper articles. Try to get 3 or 4 things total from Biography and Context. I'm going to go back into the library's webpage now and talk about the next type of source. So that's Gale. Everything is on here that you need. If you need to go to Gale at home, there is a password. I will tell you the password in class, or you can always email me for the password. Another type of source that you can use are the books. You do not have to have a book, but you may have one. So what I've done is I have pulled all of the books for your people. So you just find your person in the list, and then I've given you all the topics, the titles that are there for your person. So for example, if you have Misty Copeland, then you need to go to the cart and find the book called Misty Copeland and More Girls Who Rock the World. And so I've made it easier for you to find your books this way. So what do you need to do once you have a book? Once you have a book, you can skim through the book and see if you can find interesting information about their childhood maybe, or about something that helped them become the person that they are today, or help them choose their career. You can use a table of contents for this sometimes, or you can use the index of the book. You skim through the book, you find a couple of pages that you think you may want to use. We can photocopy it here at school. And then you need to make sure you write down or you type your citation information. And so what do you need for the citation information for a book? You need the author's name, the title of the book, the publisher, the copyright date, and the pages you used. If you don't know how to find these pieces of information, I will be happy to help you. But that's basically books. And like I said, you don't have to have a book, but it's a really good idea to find a book because books sometimes have those pieces of information that are kind of difficult to find or that might not be in the databases. For many of you, for most of you, the databases and the books will have everything you need and you won't have to do anything else. But if you feel like you still need more information after you've used everything in Biography and Context and everything in the books, you may do a Google search and find one pre-approved website on your person. You do not have to use a website at all. If you find enough in the books and the databases, then you don't have to use a website at all. A website is if you've done everything in the databases and everything in the books and you think you still need more information. Notice I said you can only use one pre-approved website. You cannot just go out on Google and find whatever you want. There is one pre-approved website for every person. So how do you find the pre-approved website? You ask yourself these questions. You're looking for the official website for your person. If you find something that says the official website of Walt Disney, then you stop right there and you use it. If you can't find the official website, then you should find an institute or a foundation or a museum named after your person. If you find that, that's great. You stop right there. If you can't find an institute or museum named after your person, then find a website sponsored by one of these trustworthy organizations like the BBC or NASA or the National Women's Hall of Fame. If you can't find any of that, then there might not be a website for your person. Ask me and I will help you. But those are the questions you need to ask yourself. So I am going to just do a sample search for Walt Disney to show you what you need to find. So notice I said nothing about Wikipedia. We're not using Wikipedia. Notice I didn't say anything about a company named after your person. We're not looking up the company. I didn't say anything about biography.com. We're not using biography.com either. The one I want to use is right here because I said a museum or institute named after your person. This would actually be the official website for Walt Disney. And this is the one that you would use. And so you would use, there's about Walt Disney, and you can use that right there. You will need to do the citations for websites. You will write down the citation information while you have the website up. And speaking of citations, down here, I have citation help. So if you click on this link, it will show you how to cite a book. It will show you how to cite a web page. If you need help finding the pieces of a web page citation, just let me know and I will help you. And it also shows you how to find a database citation. So let's go back. That is basically a list of all the sources that you can use for your paper. If you need help finding information for your paper, let me know. Thank you very much.